Entrepreneurship is a vast and diverse field. It is a field that is not just exciting, but also filled with uncertainty. But today is our lucky day. It is my pleasure to cordially welcome Miss Aishwarya Sunil. Aishwarya Sunil is a graduate from Christ-MTB University and is now the co-founder of the marketing enterprise known as True Umami. She specializes in brand consulting, brand marketing, and content strategy. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you so much for having me here.
Before we begin, a little about True Umami. True Umami is an enterprise that solves food and beverage business problems through creative marketing strategies. They host a variety of all-rounded services such as menu engineering, F&B service, wine and spirits, and food photography. So now without further ado, I'd just love to dive into the interview. And first itself, I would like to ask you to please share the initial phase of this entire process. How did you start your business? Where you got the idea, and what did the initial plan look like?
Okay, so so I'll tell you how we have evolved right now first, and then I'll get back to where we started from.
Okay.
So yes, you are totally correct of how you introduced True Umami about. It was completely about empathy. Now, after like I think 3 months back, we have expanded our whole scope of work, and we have gotten into software products as well.
Oh.
So it's more of a we are an agency, we are a consultancy firm for software companies as well. And that's how we have evolved with time. So let's get back to how I started it, or how me and my partner had this vision of, getting a skills on place and start something like this. So
Right.
when I was in Christ, I had this startup called Biju, which was connecting school students with industry professionals. So this idea also got supported by NSR Cell, which is the incubation center of IIM Bangalore.
Right.
So what we used to do was we used to connect school students with industry professionals like archaeologists or oceanographers, so that the students get to know what all professions exist. Basically, whatever they're studying in the class 6th, 7th, 8th grade, there's someone who serves or does the same job. We usually have this complaint in schools, right? Kyun pad rahe history? Why are we even reading history? It has no relevance.
Right.
But it's just not doctors, engineers, or chartered accountant. There's so much that you can do. So during one of those sessions, I had invited someone from, the food background, who was the chief tasting officer of Havmer Ice Cream.
Okay.
And during that particular session, I was so intrigued with the industry. I was so fascinated of I love eating. So it was so fascinating that my first venture sort of gave me an idea for my next venture. So the reason I started Gotcha was I myself as a child was very clueless of what I wanted to do, and I had very little exposure to what external world has to offer. I took BCom honors because I had no idea what I have to do. So it was the most generic course that could have been taken as a choice. After class 12th, I was a very good student in my class 12th, and my parents wanted me to continue with the commerce stream, or maybe my parents used to tell me that maybe in the future you'll know what you want to do while you're doing the same thing. So
Right.
yeah, BCom, the whole the Christ fraternity and the kind of exposure you get there, you kind of get exposed to things pretty early.
Right.
So that's how I got exposed to a lot of things, and that's the problem I wanted to solve. To help students get to know what they want to do, and that somehow helped me to know what I wanted to do. And during 2020, when my most of my friends were back in town, I was already back in my town because I was working from here from way too long. Like the moment I graduated, I stepped out of Bangalore. Instead of moving to a bigger city, I went back to my small town, which is Desai, that is in Chhattisgarh.
Right.
And so all of my friends came back, and one of my friends who I used to freelance with during the college time was also here. So we were like, "Theek hai." I told him that these are my area of interest. I'm very much into F&B, and the only thing that I can offer is content and marketing. I have no degree, or I do not have any kind of backup of specialization of marketing. But for Gotcha, I used to do a lot of D2C marketing.
Right.
So through that acquired skill, I was like, yeah, marketing to aata hai, dekh lenge. And this F&B, I like writing about food. I can really make you drool with my words. So like he took a food में content into some brand story, something, and then he was like, okay, I'm in. क्या है? Like 2020, it's all your time. You need to do something. So we were so I was a little confident because बहुत सारे लोगों से I've already had conversation with. I had a good experience in communicating with investors and people. So I had a good network and had a good I had that initial सबसे पहले problem ही यही होता है confidence वाला. So that was there. So I actually could connect to a lot of good, very good mentors who turned out to who turned out to be my clients later, and they were really supportive. So we got paid to learn basically. We wrote brand stories for brands, one of which was Big Cup Cafe. A Big Cup Cafe is a very it's basically owned by ex-Christites, but they are like a super senior. They were the graduates in the year 90s. So there's no actual Christ connection. The only Christ connection was, oh, Christ died. Oh, Christ died. That was the only thing.
Right.
Sorry. So I connected with them. We wrote their brand story, which is like a 300-year-old story. So they are the estate owners from pre-independent India, and they are converting so they used to export their coffees to Switzerland. Now they're bringing that high, Arabica coffee to India in the form of cafe. So they wanted to put out that story. So I had no idea of brand story of how it works, but their owner, literally they told us there was so much of revisions, backups, blah. There was a constant loop of rework, work, and that experience sort of taught me what exactly is brand story. So again, no formal education, it was just experience. And after gaining that experience, I started reading, learning a lot. So I took a month's break and I learned about branding. What exactly is branding? So it was like a no client phase, a period, a month, 30 days. Meanwhile, my partner Siddharth was helping, local cafes and joins with their menu and standardizing their process. So with this, we were like, now we'll mix up everything and we'll create a product. So our first product was creating systems, that is SOPs for restaurants, so that they can multiply, basically for multi-unit F&B brands. Right. Franchising, because that was where the money is. So what happens when you are running a business, you need to figure out the sweet spot, because you just don't want to do the hard work alone. You need to know what market is looking for. So you need to know the exact mix of what product you'll create that will help that will help the business owners earn money. So if you can help others earn money, you will make money. Your business can make money. So we were looking for that sweet spot, and we found it, and that was, making SOPs so that businesses can multiply. That is like the biggest, earning thing for a F&B outlet. So while we were doing that, we learned a lot about opening a restaurant, opening a cafe, and how operations work, what is food cost, what is the whole operational thing. So we learned the accounting part of it as well. And my BCom honors degree, came handy there. Right. Cost accounting, financial accounting, everything. Yeah, so we used everything there, and I was like, yeah, that degree works.
Finally.
So after that, yeah, finally. So everything is useful at the end of the day. If you are there in the open, you'll make use of everything. So after that, we opened our own cloud kitchen under basically under True Umami's name. It is called Kubo. It's a dessert company. So we are handling that as well. So it went pretty well, the whole Kubo thing. So it's still very good. We got an order for from a very big burger chain. I don't know if you know of the brand. It's called Biggie's Burger. So they had this thing, supply Kubo to us, but we are taking it slow. Then the next thing after Kubo's, so basically what happened was Kubo's marketing went kind of viral. And that gave us the idea ki theek hai, we are doing a lot of things idhar udhar. We are writing brand story, we are doing menu consultancy, we are doing this, and let's streamline everything and bring everything under the marketing umbrella.
Right.
So that was again the year 2020. So a lot of things happened in 2020. So we were, yeah, a lot of things happened in 2020 because we started in 2020. We did a brand story in 2020. Every business was going online. So we were on the, we were riding the wave. So at that point when we realized that okay, ye acha chal raha hai, marketing will do it. So that again went for our like it basically helped us grow. We basically closed a lot of good brands. Biggie's Burger is one of our clients.
Right.
They are one of the largest burger chains in India. Yeah, and then we closed a lot of other clients as well in the food and beverage industry. Meanwhile, my partner, who happens to be a WSET, like he is a WSET scholar,
Okay.
which is Wine and Spirit Education Trust. So we were like, okay, we'll start doing this as well because it comes under the F&B background. Also, it will help us network with new food entrepreneurs. So we did a lot of sessions, wine tasting sessions, which helped us network with very good industrialists. They again eventually became our clients. So that is how we didn't market ourselves. We just, okay, these are all these basically tactics of organizing events, networking with people. Very good. Plays a very big part in growing your community bigger. So we did a lot of consultancy, these things in the year 2020. 2021 was very good for us again, but then the whole COVID thing happened. The 2021 April, May, June, it was so bad. It was so bad in terms of people are just randomly losing lives, and it was very sad, like the whole second quarter of 2021. So we were like, okay, we just need to survive with the break even because we can't force our clients to pay us money. It's the F&B industry. And that's when we realized that we can't put all our eggs in one basket. We have to, sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. So you have to diversify. And you can't pitch to any other client with your background so strongly speaking about F&B. Like our website, everything had so much of F&B in it. Even we tried approaching newer brands. It was like, yeah, you guys are from F&B background. We're like, no, we need to rebrand ourselves. So we changed our website, we rebranded everything, and we thought, okay, we need to get into the software industry, tech wala side, because that is something that will remain intact with or without COVID. So yeah, that's when we started work. So that was a period 2021 that was a big blow for our pockets, but still we started hiring at that time. We started building a team that time, so that we are ready. Whenever something comes, we are ready. We should not say no because we are short of hands. So we build a team.
How many people do you have in your team now?
Now we have a team of 15 people. At that moment, it was 4. So see, we are the believers of lean team. Even if they are, so we are working remotely currently. We do not have a proper office setup, which we are planning to start from the month of December. But yeah, the idea behind our whole services is that anyone could come, and even if you want to work with us, you can come and you'll become a part of a team. So our youngest member of our team is 19-year-old. He's a dropout. He loves to work. So that is what the whole idea, the whole vision behind Gotcha is what is in me. And I wanted to be alive throughout. So we encourage students to be part of our projects. So if we, like for example, if there's something relating to, a very Gen Z campaign, we would want the ideation to come from students. So it's like an ever evolving, it's a very dynamic team that we have currently. So the whole 2021 break that we had of 3 months, April, May, June, the whole bad period, we kind of upskilled ourselves and learned more about, videos, animation, and we got into the creative field properly. So it was all very technical marketing consultation, ads mitna dalna, aise karna, these should be your print ads and stuff. Now we are part of creative industry as well, of creation of content. So that's so the whole thing took us to influencer marketing. Then now we are like, if I look back and see what all events that has happened, it has made us true marketers. Like we are end-to-end marketing solution, pura marketing. And I keep whenever I talk about it, I realize, oh my God, we are so much into marketing now. We didn't start it that way. I do not have any qualification. I did not know these many things existed in marketing.
Right.
So yeah, so currently we are working with a lot of brands, some of which we have high hopes with, like they are funded companies. So I'm really looking forward to, when the next ad picks or what kind of campaign could really go spot on, or so that is the adrenaline rush I have always, ki aisa kuch idea, one idea should come that way, that kills it, that goes viral. So the whole idea behind this industry, you're just looking for that spot to hit,
Right.
that will create a kind of name and fame for you, which is very materialistic, but it gives you that creative satisfaction ki, oh my God, my script didn't work. So each and
Right.
every one of our team members have something to say ki, my direction worked, my ideation worked. So that is the spirit behind it.
My God, there's
So
so
yeah,
much brainstorming involved. There's a lot of brainstorming.
yes,
Right?
that's what, like, Christmas is like, for us, every festival is like a task. Oh
Task.
shit, Christmas.
How all can we like use this festival to the best? You just said the
Exactly,
end.
Black Friday.
And it's crazy because like in my head I've always thought that, to do something you need to have the like a particular path to follow it up. But this is like properly using your experience to sort of guide your way through it. And that's something
Correct.
very new for me. And I think that's how entrepreneurship just works as a whole. So like to dive more into that, what is the most rewarding aspect of having your own business? And what is the most hardest part of having your own business?
So, okay, I'll just give you the recent example. As I've told you, last week I was in Goa.
Huh.
So, all of my friends joined us in that Goa trip. Now, what they did was they had a 1 week of chutti and 1 week of work from home thing. So, we
Okay.
were there for 2 weeks and we were working both the weeks, but we were also traveling both the weeks. So, the
Hmm.
idea was these people had just 7 days to enjoy and 7 days to work.
Hmm.
We were working all the 14 days and we were like traveling all the 14 days, meaning you do not basically you're as cliched as it sounds, you're your own boss. You decide your work time, you
Right.
decide what you decide how systematized your approach is. So if you're a messy entrepreneur, you'll be working all the time.
Right.
uh, so like recently we learned, before I would want you to follow this person called Richard Webbs.
Okay.
He on Instagram, he gives you such insightful tips and tricks of how to systematize your operations.
Hmm.
So we use wonderful softwares that helps us to organize our stuff, delegate properly, and enjoy as you are working. Because marketing is all about experiences. If you're not experiencing stuff, you might not come up with good ideas. So you
Right.
have to expose yourself. So yeah, I think the most rewarding part is I get to work and feel good about it.
Hmm.
And the difficult part is sometimes you have to compromise, because you don't have a fixed working hour, you don't have a fixed salary. Every month beginning, you won't be like, hey, I got a salary. Instead,
Right.
you'll be like, yeah, I have to pay salaries.
That's
So
okay. That is a very different view to see it. Like I think
yeah,
most students, the most cliche thing that everyone would say is about entrepreneurs is instead of working 9 to 4, now I work 24/7. But now you're letting us know that if you figure out your time slot, you can have.
exactly. It
Mm.
is different for different entrepreneurs. So some people are addicted to working. Like they work because they want that kind of a character to be built, that they do not want to face the world. It's
Right.
difficult to work and be active and be happy and be expert. So the thing is, I was one of them a year back. I just to create that kind of persona, or just to be that kind of a person who works all the time and who gets described ki, "Arey, she won't come, she might be working." So
Right.
I was in that zone because I wanted that kind of a character for me. I wanted that kind of a character sketch for me. So
Mm.
then I realized I'm missing out on things and I'm not feeling good about it.
Fair.
So, like recently, I saw is this one of my very good friends, and someone who I get inspired from is Meghna Jain, your senior, my senior. She's the founder of Dream a Dozen. Um, she's a Christed. So recently, she went to. She is someone who would work and really, have that kind of a personality that she'll be known for other than her business.
Mm.
She'll go for horse riding. She recently went to London and explored all the bakeries there. which again she's a owner of a bakehouse, which is Dream a Dozen. Now so basically that travel meant so much for her. She explored all the London bakeries. So that is the kind of exposure you'll have to keep giving yourself. You can't be in the operations all the time, because
Right.
that would make you someone who's under yourself. So basically you need to put yourself out there so that you know
Right.
what is happening. You need to keep communicating to students to understand what their lingos are so that you stay relevant. That is the
I
thing.
get
That is why we're non-tech entrepreneurs.
it. It's fun, but like seems scary at the same time. But I guess rewarding.
Yeah, because you can see your friends, I'll tell you what kind of FOMOs you'll get if you're getting into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So you'll have to deal with a lot of adulting stuff. You need to get your own health insurance, life insurance, or you have to, because when you're in underemployment, everything is sorted by the company itself. You'll go
Right.
through the process of adulting,
Right.
that your seniors the company offers this, but you need to get this additional health insurance and stuff. But when you're on your own, you're facing it first, and shit. So these were the first initial things that scared me initially. Ki, yaar, sabka ho raha hai, they're getting everything done by their company. Shit, what do I do?
Oh.
So here, so you figure out things yourself. Financial decisions as well. Taxation is a very big thing that you don't learn enough in college.
Right.
Basically, you learn it for others, but you don't learn it for yourself. So these are the things that is kind of scary. But once you know it. It's not that scary.
So if I had to ask for you, what does a typical workday look like?
So today, okay. So whatever questions you're asking, no, I'm giving you very recent references. So, but yeah, in general, I wake up at around 6 or 7. Like it's really, really cold here. So, yeah, 7, and I go to I prepare my pre-workout. I go to the gym. I'm a very
Yes,
consistent.
I saw it on your social media. You're very enthusiastic.
I'm very consistent with my gym, because if I don't go to gym, I know my day won't go well. It's
Right.
something that I need to do. Then after gym, I come back, I prepare my meal. Like lunch is sorted for me, but yeah, breakfast is something that I prepare for myself, and then I get ready for office. So we have a small office in the basically very close to my house, which is for me and my co-founder. And sometimes our employees also visit us based on the requirement. So we get the office, we plan the day, we have our first meeting where we see what is up for the day, what task has to be delegated, what reviews have to be made, what meetings do we have today. So that is the first thing that we do, review our calendar, our Google Calendar, and see if there's any clash or any reschedule has to happen, what are the ads to be done, basically delegation and reviewing the day. After that, we start working. Okay. Then we have our lunch at around 1 p.m., 1:32. And after that, we go for 20 minutes nap, which again is very important. 20 minutes nap. Otherwise, we'll just sit and, fall on our laptops. 20 minutes nap, we come back and we start working again. After 5 p.m., I take 1 hour for researching and content creation. It's something that I recently started, and I'm very happy to tell you that I recently reached 1 million views. So
whoa,
yeah, I got very happy. It was like I was doing it for my clients now. Okay.
right.
Yeah. I take 1 hour for me and my partner both. We take 1 hour for content creation every day. And we discuss ideas with each other. Next we'll do this, next we'll do that. That keeps us alive.
Right.
Then after that, after 6 p.m., we start working again. It's basically meetings with our teammates or what they have done in the day, what is the revision, what is the review. And after that, 8 p.m., I get back home. 9 p.m., I have a meeting again to end the day. And yeah, is there a voice coming? I'll just mute
No,
my...
it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
So 9:30, we wrap up. And yeah, I sleep, I read, I sleep at around 10:30, 11. I have this habit app which asks me to sleep at 11. Also, every day morning, as soon as I wake up, like during my washroom hours, I give 15 minutes of my time to Duolingo, which is like a language learning
Language app, right?
Yeah, I love it. That's like the most interesting part of my day. I love the whole UI of Duolingo.
Which language are you currently learning?
French.
Oh, that's very fancy.
The only reason I'm learning French is I want to go to France and I don't want to feel like an outsider.
Fair. And I believe people over there are very like adamant
Particular.
about speaking in French itself. They do not make an effort much to switch to English. So good.
Exactly. So
Right,
that's
right.
my agenda.
Mm. That is a very wholesome day, not gonna lie. I will
Yeah,
aspire.
the only thing I miss is watching series. So that I do whenever, like, I take a 2 days break and I binge watch stuff I really missed out on. So that's something I cover up on, quarterly basis.
Quarterly basis, like
Yeah, because I get addicted for 4 days. So I just take that 4 days ka leave ek saath ki. Okay, now I'm in that series wala because I can't. So the only way to stop being addicted to series is to not watch it. So I do that.
and when you start watching it, finish the whole thing as soon as possible.
Yeah, I do that. Correct. Because that is also important to, let your creative juices flow. That's how I convince myself.
And it's very much understandable. You need
Yeah,
external.
correct.
It's some
See,
of the
thing is, we
creativity
need to
they put
create
in.
memes.
Mm.
We need to create. Abhi this Ronaldo also posted one pic. Now we have to think of that pic ka kya kar sakte hain.
Right.
So we have to be very active on social media. We
Mm-mm.
have to be very active. I haven't watched that. I don't know that Korean drama. Oh, I don't even remember the name. That killing wala Netflix
Oh yeah, I get what you mean. The game. What game? Squid Game.
Squid Game, exactly. So like the ads were working so well for Squid Game creatives, and we were so like we we were creating ads for Squid Games, and we didn't watch it. So I was like, "कि कोई तो देख लो, कोई तो देख लो."
That's actually
Someone please watch it.
you have to create content and watch the content others are creating to see what's happening.
Exactly. That is something that I don't like because I'm not a very good consumer of content.
Mm-mm.
So I'll tell you one stupid thing about me. I have 5 Instagram accounts. Three
Huh?
are meant for stalking. Three are meant for stalking.
Good night.
So it's one follows Bollywood actors and actresses. One follows all the brands, and the last one follows all the cool foreign brands that have very good content
How
strategy.
how do you manage
So
it? The amount of time I waste on one account is more than enough.
I don't watch
With
my
you.
friends' stories and all. I just watch these content creators and their trends that they're bringing up. So that is something that I miss out on. कि उन्होंने बोलते कि यार तूने देखा नहीं? I'm like नहीं देखा. Sorry.
But it's okay, we'll make content on that, even though I haven't seen
Yes, correct.
it. My God, it's like it's fun, but also it has to be incredibly stressful. How do you take care of that? Like mental
Gym.
health as a whole.
I, I, so there are two things for me.
Mm,
One is gym. So what happened was recently I broke my leg. Okay. Also, that was when I was creating a reel for a client.
nice.
I broke my leg and I was on, like, I was, of course, I couldn't move. I was
Ah,
in my room 24/7 for 1 month.
mm,
And I was so, I realized at that moment of my life that I was so helpless and I felt
right.
so restless. And I used to call my partner and ask, "ये मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा." I used to have those heartburns, बेचैनी or anxiety. And
Mhm.
I used to feel so weird that he told me that it's because you're not moving. It's because you're not exercising.
Ah,
So that hormone, no, that happy hormone, the exercising
right.
hormone, I think
Mm,
it's a must for everyone. If you're not doing it, you are missing out on something that makes you happy. And
mm,
you can I think exercising is something that keeps you sane. The next thing is eating. I love eating. I love eating, okay?
mm,
But when you're working out, you have to, if you are following a diet, you have to compromise. But recently, I figured out a way that, I love chicken.
oh,
I'm this huge chicken eater. So I
ah,
keep experimenting with, dishes in and around chicken that makes me happy again. So
oh,
these are like my me time zones where I'm very happy and I don't think about work.
mm.
These you can call it as my stress-free zones.
That is very cool. That's very cool.
Also, one thing for you or the students who will be watching it, if
Mm,
you really want, the whole mental health and physical health thing,
mm.
try not to depend on someone for you to, if you want to come out of it, try not to depend on someone. Try things that you can do it for yourself.
Yes,
Basically, yeah, self-dependence is best for when it comes to your mental health, because you can't seek people all the time. You can't find people all the time. So this is what I have learned. So in the 2018-19, when I came back from Bangalore to Bhilai, there was this huge, separation, FOMO, or, when I used to watch Instagram stories of my friends, they were partying or having their 9 to 5 happy life, weekend life. So there was this huge, gap in me, or the question mark in me was, am I in the right direction? Because I had no funds at that time. So control over life, or that happy feeling was not there. And I used to depend on people for them to talk to me, or give me that kind of happy vibes ki, we're there for you, and just random people telling me that it's all gonna be fine. So I was too much dependent on that, on therapy. And I'm not saying you should not do it. I'm just saying you should always find a way to help yourself first, and then look for things outside.
That is very meaningful, very deep also. I think a lot of people do involuntarily look for solution in others, but this is a very cool way. So I think our time is a bit like almost coming to an end. So to just last final question, as an entrepreneur who's doing fabulously well, what advice would you give to starting entrepreneurs, and like a bit of heads up that they may not see coming, something like that?
Yeah, so the basic thing would be, don't do it because you want that kind of a description for yourself, or don't do it because you want people to know you as an entrepreneur. Do it if you genuinely have a problem. So the only advice, so basically the problem could be in yourself, that you're not knowing what to do. And if you can afford entrepreneurship, what is afford entrepreneurship is that you might not earn for the first 3 months, or the first 4 months, or maybe an year. So if your parents are dependent on you, or if you have someone to look after, you can take it slow. You can go for a side hustle. You can definitely go for a side hustle. So if you have that kind of luxury, that you can try things out on your own, and no one is going to get bothered, then it's a good choice. Yeah, because you have to look after people who are with you, right? So the next thing would be, if you are doing it, don't complain, because will acknowledge what happens is, when you say a negative word about your own work, the universe is listening. You listen to yourself, and you'll keep complaining. It's a constant loop. So do it happily, do it very optimistically. But there's this line ki, if you do, basically you will know whether this is growing or not. Don't get too much attached onto you are much more than your business. So just because you don't attach your ego with your business, it might not work sometimes. So you have to grow beyond it. So that's the things that I have learned.
That was actually very deep.
Sorry. You just done with the day, and I'm just flooding you with information.
That was very, very insightful. I think even before this meet start, I learned a lot from you. Just I think in your Instagram, you have all these economics theories into reels, and like just watching those itself, I learned a bunch of stuff better than what I learned in classrooms. And now here we are. And this was
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking.
Done and done. So insightful. And I know you have a very
all the best, Tanya. I hope you do the best internship, and that's the main thing I would want you to do. Do as many internships as you can, like take the night shift, do whatever you can, talk to people, network, join Bumble for networking, works wonderfully well. Yes, there's this networking, Bumble for networking. So it's not just about dating. So optimize your LinkedIn profile, start posting, because that's the best way to grow.
Thank you so much for that. And I hope everyone that's watching this will also learn all of that. Thank you so much for your time, Aishwarya. And with that, I think
you, Tanya,
to an end of this interview.